Watch Stella. Stella's like, don't come near me, ugly bug.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 8 a.m. Look at Splash. He's laying on top of the sofa cushion next to that little cat back scratcher. Splash is so cute. Well, he's probably laying here because, like, I have all the pillows stacked up on top of, like, the couch because of the situation with the pee on the cushions. I haven't put the pillows back yet. So he's on one of the only pillows that does not have another pillow stacked on top of it. So this morning, about 2 hours ago, I woke up to the sound of a cat howling. And I was like, what is going on? And then I remembered that Nancy wanted to sleep up here with the older cats today. Last night, I mean. And when I went to bed, she was sleeping under the end table in the living room. And I was like, okay, everything's peaceful. Everything should be fine. Well, when I woke up this morning, I had to figure out where the howling was coming from. It was coming from Boo's room. Splash was on top of the cat tower, and Nancy was on the floor. She wasn't near Splash at all, but I think Splash was... I don't know, actually. I don't know if it was Splash or Nancy that was howling, because when I walked in the room, it stopped. So then I picked her up, and I was going to bring her downstairs, but she doesn't like being picked up, so she wiggled her way out of my hands. But I got her downstairs anyway. I just walked over to the door, and I opened it, and I was like, okay, go downstairs. So she went downstairs. And here's Stella. The cats love the cat scratcher in the box. And Stella just had a churro. And here's Boo, and Boo just had a churro, and he just had a piece of cat grass. He's looking at the empty churro in my hand. And I opened the window for him so he could get some air. I'm probably going to give him another churro. I have to see how he's feeling today. Like yesterday, he was out of sorts. Like he was not himself at all. But today he had a churro, he had a piece of cat grass, he had a really good night's sleep. So we'll see how he does today. So I think Boo is feeling a little bit better today because he's actually wanting to play with the spider, which is good. Because yesterday he did not want to play with the spider. He's like, don't bother me, I don't want to play. So I think I need to make sure he's getting a lot of liquids in his food, and maybe I'm going to give him some more of that salmon food. Okay, all right. I'm still getting ready for my day, so I just wanted to play with him for a few minutes just to kind of gauge where he's at. But he seems to be... right now, so far today, he seems to be in better spirits than he was yesterday. So that's a good sign, right, Boo? It's 9:30 a.m. Look at Stella. She looks so pretty the way the light is hitting her. So yesterday, I think I figured out what was wrong with my camera and why it has not been recording audio. And it seems that for some reason, it keeps changing into slow motion mode, which does not record audio. And it's been recording videos in slow motion with no audio. And I think the reason why is because the mode button is right next to the power button. Now, I had this same exact camera, but just a previous model. And it had the same exact button in the same exact location next to the power button, and it never switched modes on me, ever. I was using it for more than a year, never had the problem once. But for some reason, with this new model, it switches over. I don't know if the button is super sensitive, so when you hit the power button, it sometimes engages a different mode. But I think I've corrected it. So what I did is now if it switches over to slow motion, the screen will go black. So I changed the settings for the slow motion. And that way, if I see a black screen, I know that it got hit by mistake. And then I know to switch back. It's 9:45 a.m. and we're having a little bit of playtime here. And Boo is joining the other cats today. So I think he's definitely feeling a little bit better than yesterday. And Simba's trying to eat the string. Don't eat the string, Simba. Don't eat that. Don't eat the string. Watch Stella. Stella's like, don't come near me, ugly bug. Look at Stella's face. She's like, she does not like bugs. Okay, Boo just tried to smack Simba, so I know he's feeling a little bit better. Hey, Boo. Boo did not want to eat his homemade breakfast today, so we're trying this. This is Wellness Complete Health salmon entree in gravy. And I just bought a little can of it because I did not know if he would like it or not. If he's in the mood to eat this kind of food versus homemade food, I'll definitely continue to give it to him. And if he doesn't like this one or doesn't finish it, he might just be like licking up the gravy. I have some of the other minced salmon from Wholehearted that he could eat also. It's probably around 10:15 right now, and today was a success as far as getting Capstars into two of these cats. I only had 2 Capstar tablets left, and I had some Sheba Perfect Portions down here, and these guys have not had Sheba Perfect Portions in quite a while. So I opened up a turkey Perfect Portions and a chicken Perfect Portions, actually 2 turkeys and 1 chicken, and I split them up 7 ways, and then I put the Capstars in 2 of the pieces of turkey, and I just kind of made like little meatballs out of them. Like I put the capstar in the middle and then just made sure it was well covered. And Goldie and Eva just ate it right away. And I was absolutely shocked. They did not even spit out the capstar. They just really ate it. And as you can see, they're finishing what was left on everyone else's plate. Ringo smelled it and walked away. I mean, he's really smart. So maybe he thinks like, oh, there's something in it. I'm not going to eat it. Like, I'm suspicious of this. There's Ringo right now on top of the cat tower. So he looked at his plate, he sniffed it, and he walked away. Like, he was very suspicious of it. So he's the problem. Getting a capstar into him is very, very challenging. Last time, I got it into him in a piece of turkey, but the turkey I bought the other day doesn't work for that. So I might have to buy a different kind of turkey or figure out something else that he likes. I just gave them all a little bit of the homemade raw food. Some of them are eating. 3 are eating. 4 are not. These cats are not really breakfast cats for some reason. I've been cutting back on what they get at night for like a snack. I thought that would make them hungrier for breakfast, but some of them are just not hungry for breakfast. And it's not like this is an early breakfast. It's after 10 already, so this is actually a later breakfast for them. So it ends up that Boo did not like that wellness food as much as I thought he did at first. At first he liked it because he was licking up all the gravy, but then he did not eat anything other than the gravy. So I gave him some of the wholehearted food, and look what he did. He just licked up all the gravy. Boo, you want me to give you more gravy? Sometimes I just add more warm water to it. It is 4 p.m. and Boo just had part of a churro, and he had some of this wholehearted minced salmon. He wants to eat in these cat towers. I don't know why. It's going to make a mess of everything. I should put something underneath it. Let me show you what's going on here in my home office. I mean, this is my dining room that has been converted to my home office. But let me show you why I can't even work here today. I have had to relocate to another room. Do you see this? So Simba is sitting on my chair, and Splash is sitting on the chair next to him. Usually I will sit in one of these chairs because there are 2 computers on this table. There's a chair for each computer. I use both of them. I switch back and forth. And this is what's going on. So I can't use them today. I had to literally pick up my laptop and move to another room. And here's Stella. She's on this chair. I guess they think they're helping me. So this is what Boo is having for the majority of his dinner. This is some Gerber turkey baby food. And he finished basically a whole jar of it, and he's eating part of another jar. He split some of it with Stella. So they tried the wholehearted minced ocean fish, and they didn't really like it. Nobody wanted to eat it. And then I tried the sliced salmon from Wellness, and Boo did not like that. I mean, he licked the gravy, but that was it. And then I said, okay, you want some baby food? Because I bought some baby food at the supermarket today, thinking if Boo has an upset stomach, he might like that. And he really went for it. He ate quite a bit of it. He just walked away now. You can see there's a bunch of plates on the floor with a bunch of uneaten food. One other thing I don't know is like if Boo is pooping and peeing, because I haven't seen him in a litter box, but he's not in his room. Like if he was alone in his room, then I could really tell, you know, what he's doing in the litter box. But I haven't seen him in a litter box, so hopefully he's pooping and peeing okay. I'm kind of tempted to just put him in this room and shut the door for like 24 hours or so just to kind of get an idea. You know, is he pooping and peeing okay? Because that one time when Stella had a hairball, she was constipated at the same time. And then I had to give her the Laxatone. And then she ended up throwing up and having diarrhea. But she felt better after that. This is what no one wanted to eat. So I'm going to take these cans downstairs and see if the Lucky 7 will eat them. 5 out of the 7 cats are eating their dinner. I had to put a few crunchies on the food in order for them to eat it. And Sammy, I mean, she must have run like a mile on this cat wheel right now. And she was running by herself, and then I was moving it for her, and she was just running and running and running. And it got to the point where my arms were so tired. I'm like, okay, Sammy, enough. Here she is now. That was good exercise, Sammy, okay? We got to do it again tomorrow, okay? That was very good exercise, Sammy. We'll do it again tomorrow, okay? Good? Good, Sammy? You love running on the wheel, right? It's 11:55 p.m. and I'm in Boo's room. And I wanted to put him in his room tonight so I could see if he's using the litter box. Like, I want to see if he's peeing, if he's pooping, like, what is he doing? So I got some clean blankets from downstairs and I put them on the day sofa because I figure, oh, I'm going to sleep in here with Boo and just see what's going on with him. So I picked him up off of the cat tower where he was and I brought him in here. I should also say that just a little while ago, he had some more baby food. So he had some of the Gerber turkey baby food. He probably had maybe like another 2/3 of a jar of that. I'm just trying to get a lot of liquid foods into him in case he is like constipated. So what happened was, oh, maybe he wants a churro. There's a whole thing of churros up there. Well, right now he's acting more normal again, but let me tell you why. So I'm getting ready for bed and I was like, okay, I'm going to come in this room and I'm just going to sleep on the day sofa with Boo. And Boo was here. He was sleeping in there. So I lay down and I'm trying to get comfortable and it was dark in this room. I didn't have the lights on. Within a minute, like I couldn't even like lay down. Before I even laid down, Boo got off the day sofa and he went into the litter box. And I was like trying to listen to see what he was doing. And it sounded like he peed and it sounded like he took a poop. So I'm like, okay, that's good. So I waited until he got out of the litter box and then I scooped it. And sure enough, he took a normal pee, like normal size. And he also pooped. Maybe he was a little bit constipated with the poop. It wasn't like his normal poop, but he did pee and poop. So I know he's not blocked. I know he's not dealing with like any kind of urinary blockage or something. So that's good. And if he was constipated, at least things are moving again. He could potentially still have a hairball. That's why I'm trying to feed him like fish-based food, like oily fish-based food like salmon and stuff. Maybe that'll help move things through him. But right now I'm just really happy. I mean, perfect timing for him to use the litter boxes. But I'm just thinking, like, if I didn't pick him up and put him in here, would he have used the litter box? Like, I don't know. So it's almost 9 a.m. I slept in Boo's room last night and I ended up sleeping later this morning than I wanted to. So here's Boo. He had a churro in his room. He only ate half of it and then he turned away from it and he like turned away from me and I was like, okay, something's wrong. This is not Boo's normal behavior. I let him relax for a little bit. Then he eventually ate the rest of it, but I was like, he's definitely not himself. So I went to the kitchen to put some baby food together for him. I wanted to put some oil in it, some salmon oil, because, you know, if he has a hairball, we still need to move it through him. Is he going to use the litter? I'm still keeping an eye on what he's doing as far as litter box usage goes, and his favorite music for cats is playing right now. But let me show you what happened. Good morning, Stella. So these are the crunchy cups from last night. The cats had crunchies last night. And this morning, I gave Boo some chicken baby food. And I mixed in a little bit of salmon oil. And he didn't want to eat it at first. And then I got some Temptations. And I put a few Temptations in there. And then he ate it because he was eating the Temptations, so he was licking up all the baby food around them. All the cats got a few Temptations. And as I was giving them the Temptations, I was like, it stinks. Like, why do I smell something weird? Like, what is going on? And yesterday, I put all the pillows back on the couch, and I was like, okay, hopefully there's no more pee issues. Well, guess what I just found? There it is. Someone peed on the couch again. Now, this pillow was here. Like, it was here. So I don't know if I have to get rid of this pillow. This pillow had been put through the wash and I brought it back upstairs yesterday. So I don't know if it's this pillow that's triggering something or what, but now I have to deal with this again. I thought we were past this. Now I have to deal with it again. And look what just happened here. So Simba was sitting here and I heard the pumping noise. And I said, oh my gosh. And I grabbed the tray and I got the tray under him and he didn't freak out. And I got him to vomit on the tray. So this was a success. However, I have to say that this tray is really kind of bulky. I don't know if there's like a lighter tray that I can get. I'm going to have to like look into that. I didn't realize how this would feel so bulky. I don't know. I'll have to look downstairs. Maybe I have a lighter tray downstairs, but I'm super happy. And because he vomited on this training pad, it's super easy to clean up. And I can easily see that he ate a bunch of grass and he just vomited up the snacks that he ate. So I'm just going to roll this up and dispose of it. This was a success so far. And here's Boo. He's hanging out by the window, so that's a good sign. It's not like he's been hiding or anything. He hasn't been hiding. I just don't think he's feeling well. I don't know if he's in pain or not. So he's definitely under observation. He just hasn't been his normal happy-go-lucky self. But he did use the litter, so I'm going to scoop him now, and we're going to see what's going on. Okay, he's peeing fine, considering how many chew-roos and how much baby food he had, like over the past 12 hours or so. I know he's peeing okay. I still think maybe it's some kind of like hairball issue, maybe. I mean, I don't understand what else it could be because he was just at the emergency room a few weeks ago. He just went to the dental vet a few weeks ago. Everything was fine. All the tests were fine. So I don't know what could happen like all of a sudden. Unless he has like a version of like a cat flu or something, but he's not sneezing, he's not coughing. He doesn't have any discharge like out of his eyes or anything. And I don't know. So last night when I went to sleep in here, he was itching and I was like, what, do you have a flea? So I combed him a lot and I was actually able to get 2 fleas off of him. I just gave Boo more of the chicken baby food with some more Temptations put on it. There's like 4 Temptations, so it's not a lot. I also mixed in more of the salmon oil. So if he eats all of this, he'll probably have had a full teaspoon of salmon oil between the plate that he just ate and this plate also, which could be good because if a cat has a hairball problem, the additional oil will help kind of move it along or even help them cough it up. I wish he would eat some of the cat grass like Simba ate. That's really why I bought it, because I thought, well, if Boo ate the cat grass, then it'll help him maybe dislodge the hairball and cough it up, if that's what it is. But I don't know what else it could be at this point. He's eating fine. Like what I give him, he has an appetite. Last night he doesn't want to eat regular crunchies, but he's eating Temptations, so I have to see if I have Temptations downstairs. And if I do, great. If not, maybe I'll have to go buy some today. So even though I'm not a fan of these Temptations cat treats because of the ingredients, they are good to have on hand. Like, they are something I always try to keep in the house in case a cat feels ill or gets sick for whatever reason, because they do like to eat these even when they're very sick. Like a few years ago when all of the cats in the house got sick at the same time, they all had vomiting and diarrhea at the same time. And then they weren't eating, they weren't feeling good. This was one of the only things that they wanted to eat other than like chew-roos or squeeze-ups. So those 3 things I always try to keep in the house: chew-roos, squeeze-ups, and some Temptations. I just put 3 more Temptations on his plate. To me, Boo looks a little bit better today. Like, his eyes look brighter. Yesterday, his eyes looked almost like he was in pain. So I'm going to keep him in this room today if I can with the music on. Let's see if he'll stay in here. I think it'll just be a nice little retreat for him. But if he doesn't want to stay in here, you know, he can leave also. He's not forced to stay in here. But I have to get ready for my day because I can't believe it's already after 9 a.m. I'm running so late. I just gave him a good back massage, but when I try to like put my hands on his side, on either side, he doesn't like it. I don't know if he thinks I'm going to pick him up or he's uncomfortable there. Maybe he has some pain there. If a cat has like a hairball lodged, I don't know where exactly it would be, but I don't know. We're still trying to figure this thing out. If he continues to not feel well, I could take him to the vet, but today's Friday. I would not be able to get an appointment today. I wouldn't be able to get him to the vet until like Monday or Tuesday, so that's like 3 days from now. And if I took him to an emergency vet, like they're going to check all his vitals, and then they would probably want to do like a blood test. He just had a blood test not too long ago. So I think if he had more symptoms than he has right now, then I would definitely take him. Like if he was completely lethargic, if he was just laying around, if he wasn't moving around, if he wasn't eating, then that would be an issue. Now, I have not seen him drinking water. So what I'm going to do today is make sure I clean out all the water bowls, put fresh water in. I just did that. I give them fresh water every day, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll put another new water bowl in here so there's an extra water bowl. But he's been getting so much liquid in everything that I've been giving him. That's why I've been giving him these really liquidy foods. So, I mean, it's good he's cleaning himself. It's good he's walking around the house. For breakfast today, the cats are having this Merrick Perfect Bistro Rabbit recipe pate. They usually get this once a week, so this is what they're getting for breakfast today. There's Boo. He's eating his food. I did put a little bit of the Calming Care Fortiflora on everyone's food. I also put some of this cat grass in their food. So what I did was I took a pair of scissors and I just cut off very, very tiny pieces of it. I kind of like minced it up and put it on top of their food so they could eat it that way. I used to do that years ago and I haven't done it, but I'm doing it again because I was reading an encyclopedia of natural pet health and they mentioned doing that to help move a hairball along. So if Boo has a hairball, then hopefully that'll help move it along. Boo did not eat much of his food. I'm going to mix some water into it. Maybe he'll eat it. Now it's much more liquidy, which he seems to like, but he still doesn't want it. So I'm going to have to put more of the Fortiflora on it. Now he's licking up some of the gravy that I just made with the water. If I had more of the Temptations, I could put some of those in the food and maybe he would eat it the same way he ate the baby food this morning. I have to go downstairs and see what I have in my cabinets down there. I just found these downstairs. These are Shameless Pets Yam Good Salmon and sweet potato flavor, crunchy cat treats. I don't know if he will like these as much. They've probably been down there since, I don't know, maybe last summer. I don't know. I don't know if there's an expiration on them. Oh yeah, Best by 12/16/2023. So they've been down there quite a while. But I think that they'll still be good. The ingredients are salmon, sweet potato, brown rice, tapioca, and also flaxseed meal. So there is some good fiber in there. And the Encyclopedia of Natural Pet Health said that sometimes that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that they're getting some additional fiber, and that'll help dislodge a hairball or help it move through. Boo went back into his room, and I just put some of the treats on his food. These are star-shaped treats. They're quite big as far as cat treats go. Hopefully he'll like them, but do you see he's eating the food around it? I mean, Boo did eat a good amount of food this morning, considering he ate about a whole jar of baby food, or almost a whole jar of baby food, but okay, so he still has all of his chewing teeth, which makes it easy for him to crunch these. And these are big enough that he can crunch them. With the smaller cat treats, a lot of times he just swallows them whole, but these are much bigger. Hopefully he'll like them. Because, you know, sometimes cats will eat something once and then they're like, yeah, I don't really like it. I'm not going to eat it again. It's 11:52 a.m. and I put a plate of food out for Cousin Oliver maybe like 10 or 15 minutes ago. And I noticed that he really didn't eat much of it. It was some leftover homemade raw food from yesterday, I believe. And Sammy was looking out the back door. And I was like, what are you looking at, Sammy? And this guy was drinking some water. I put some fresh water in the water bowls yesterday. And then I looked at the plate of food. And I was like, well, he really didn't eat much of it. So then I just took a handful of crunchies. And I put the crunchies on the food. And he had already been walking toward the front of the house, so I stopped him. I was like, hey, do you want some more food? And I shook the crunchy bucket, and he stopped, and he looked at me. And then I came back in the house, and then he came over to the food. So this is a very smart cat. And it seems to be eating the crunchies. I don't know how this cat's doing. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, is it limping? And today it was walking a little bit crooked, so I was like, does it not feel well? Does it have a fever? I mean, I don't know what's going on, but there's really not a whole lot that I could do. And I'm not in any kind of situation where I'm going to be trapping this cat right away and taking it to a vet or anything. And that's not going to be possible. We have to remember my neighbors down the road do trap cats and take care of them and feed them. So I'm sure this guy's on their radar. Also, I do want to mention that this cat does not look like it's starving at all. It looks very well fed, so I know there have to be other people around here feeding it. Maybe not even just my neighbors down the block. Maybe some other people are feeding it also. I just came in here to check on Boo. He's been hanging out by the open window this morning. Maybe he's been watching Cousin Oliver also. He likes to keep track of what's going on in the yard. Oh yeah. He ate more of those treats. And right now he seems to be in good spirits, but I think I'm going to just keep him here in his room today. The music is on. His favorite music is on. And when I walked in the room, I think he was heading over here to lay down here. I could be wrong, but he came back here to the window. And I have to get my day started, okay, Boo? I can't believe how late I slept. When I woke up and I looked at the clock and it was almost 9 a.m., I was like, oh my gosh. I couldn't believe how long I slept. It is 7:23 p.m. and this is where Boo wants to eat his dinner. He's eating on this chair. This is his favorite chair right now. Today for dinner, their cats are having homemade chunky chicken and chunky beef. Here's Simba and Stella. I have found that if I make a combination of chicken and beef, then Simba does not throw up. But if I do all beef, then he has a tendency to throw up. Splash wants to eat in my room today. I don't know why, but he could eat wherever he wants, so I give him his food there. And I also cut up a little bit of cat grass. I put it on their food. And they have a little bit of freeze-dried chicken, but Stella doesn't like that, so I don't give it to her. And then they each got a little bit of the Fortiflora Calming Care. I don't use a whole envelope for any of the cats. They literally just get a little sprinkled onto their food like seasoning. Boo seems to enjoy that, although he's not eating right now. Boo, why aren't you eating your food? You don't want it? So one of the things that I did this afternoon was I stopped off at a local pet supply store and I bought a bunch of tiki cat, like salmon and sardines and stuff like that, because that has a lot of oil in it also. The cats normally don't eat that because it has sunflower oil in it. But because I think Boo is dealing with a hairball issue, that's why I got it. And he really enjoyed the salmon from Petco the other day, and I still have a little bit more of that, but he's also been eating the baby food. I don't know, like I feel like something is going on with his stomach where he's just not wanting to eat things he usually loves. So I made the chunky food today because he usually loves this. This is usually like his favorite out of all the homemade food. He loves the chunky food, so the fact that he's not eating it is not good. I should also mention that all of the cats got a few of these on their food. These are the Yam Good Salmon Crunchy Cat Treats. And Boo ate those. He ate these off the top of his food, but he doesn't want to eat his food. I just put part of a chicken churro on his food, and I give him 3 of those treats. So now he's digging the treats out of his food. He wants to eat the treats. Maybe he's going to lick up the churro also. We'll see how he does. So tomorrow I'm supposed to be out of the house pretty much all day. I need to leave here by around 9 a.m. and I'm probably going to get back hopefully in time for dinner. Maybe I'll get back like 7, 8, 9 p.m. I don't know. I really would like to not get home any later than 9 p.m. I need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as feeders for the cats. I'm thinking I'm just going to give them all like crunchies for breakfast. That's a quick breakfast to give them, and maybe set up a feeder with their dinner so I could use the small feeders, the 24-hour feeders. And then for downstairs, I'll just set up their automatic feeder down there. I'm kind of basing all of that on how Boo does tonight and how he does tomorrow morning. I just gave Boo some of the Tiki Cat sardines in lobster consomme because I know he really likes shrimp and lobster. So I added a little bit more warm water to the can when I opened it. And I mixed everything up really good, kind of cut up the chunks of sardines. And he's eating this. He seems to like this, so we'll see how much of that he eats. Stella wanted to try some of the sardines, so I gave her a little spoonful. And Simba wanted to try some. I hope Simba does not vomit because he finished what was left on Stella's plate. And now he wants to eat these sardines. Simba has not been wanting to eat dried sardines recently. I don't know why. It's like all of a sudden he just doesn't want them. They were his favorite treat for the longest time. But it looks like now he is interested in the canned sardines. And the cats have not had this Tiki Cat in quite a long time. I mean, we've been off all seed oils since I had my shoulder issue. So that's like 2 years ago at this point. A little bit more than 2 years ago. And at that time, I learned how inflammatory seed oils are, also known as vegetable oils. There's 3 kinds that are not inflammatory: olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. But all of the others, like sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, are all really inflammatory. So since I've been off of them, I have not had any issues with my shoulder like I did at that time. And after learning how harmful they can be, I made sure that the cats were not eating any food that contained them. So Boo's been kind of going back and forth with the plates now. He's eating some of the sardines, and then he's going back with the other plate. Now he's watching Stella. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.